very common occurrence on a pellet stove is the auger motor will have just stopped working. And when that happens, it's good to not assume immediately that the auger motor is just bad or that the control board is just bad. There's actually a couple things on the stove that will cause the auger motor to stop. The most common is a bad vacuum switch. Vacuum switch is in line with the power to the auger motor. And what the vacuum switch does is it senses back pressure inside the stove. So what that would look like is if the stove, if the chimney had not been cleaned in a long period of time and it filled up with excess debris or ash, usually ash, small particles of ash, can actually fill up the chimney and it can block the airway. If that happened, the vacuum switch would get activated and it would shut down just the auger motor. The rest of the stove would run, well, it would run as well as it could without the auger motor. The other thing that's really common is that the pressure switch will actually break. The vacuum switch will break. So if you've checked the chimney and it's been cleaned out, then find the vacuum switch and you can actually pull the wires off the vacuum switch and connect them together. Paper clip or other sort of metal connector that you just want to touch them together, and turn on the stove and see if that fixes your problem. Probably 90% of the time, that's it. But good tip, don't do this with the stove plugged in. You want to make sure the stove is unplugged before you do that. So if that didn't work, the next thing I would do is I would check for power. If you have a multimeter, see if there's actually power going to the auger motor. Either case, I would actually run a power line directly from a wall socket to the auger motor, plug it into the auger motor, plug it into the wall, and see if it turns. It should spin continuously with that setup. If you plug it in directly to power and it doesn't turn, then you have a bad auger motor. If you got power, the vacuum switch is good and everything seems to be good. Sometimes you can feel the auger motor is really hot, and that's a sign that it needs to be replaced, that it's gone bad. Or sometimes you can actually have something jammed in the auger motor. You know, for instance, I found butter knives or other things that people open up their bags of pellets with will get stuck and jammed down into there. On a very, very, very rare occasion, an auger, the actual auger piece can actually get dull and it can catch on the pellets. I had one guy last year or in recent years who pulled it out, sharpened it, and it worked just fine after that. So those are the most common cases on Napoleon pellet stoves. I have had the auger bushing fail and cause it to screech really badly or to lock up completely. It's a nylon bushing on the Napoleon pellet stove. But other than that, and based on my notes here, I've got a blog that explains this as well. I can't think of any other thing that would cause an auger motor to stop working. So that's a start. If I missed anything, feel free to email me, pelletstovepro.com. On the About page, you can find my email address and my phone number. Best of luck.